So, since we're not trying to look younger,
Right.
what's that perception on our wives, on how we're looking, and also what's that perception of people from the outside looking at us? You know, does that change their view on us, and does that change how we approach our wives, about how we're aging and how we're maturing into our bodies?
The word, and I don't know if this is what you are asking, but the word that comes to my mind is contentment. Mm-hmm. Being content with where I'm at, age-wise, being content in my relationship, being content where I'm at career-wise right now.
Hey guys, my name is Chris.
I'm Kervin.
Welcome to episode 2 of 3 Roles, 1 Mission: Dad, Provider, and Lover. So we're going to start this episode off with a segment that Kervin came up with called
Jar Conversation. So at least that's what we're going to call it this episode. You know, we might change it along the way, but the thought is to, there's always little sayings, phrases that are thrown around from generations to generations, right? And especially now you see people speaking on it, saying that it might be crazy or I don't believe in that, whatever. But we're just gonna kind of have a moment where we kind of pull from the hat, so to speak, and see what our initial thought is. Okay. So we're not like really planning on what we're about to say here.
So how are we going to do this?
We're going to do it for this particular episode. You just pick a number between 1 through 15. We got 15 phrases, wording here. And you're going to pick a number between 1 and 15. I'm going to say it. You speak on it. I speak on it.
Okay.
I don't know what it's going to be.
So just choose your number.
Just a number between 1 and 15 right now.
12.
12. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Men need to hold other men accountable. What's your thoughts on that?
True. We should hold each other accountable. We should be lifting each other up. We should be allowing each other to cry. If you're down and you're not telling you down, you need to call me out and say, what's going on, bro? When I'm up. Lift me up. If I'm messing up, you straighten me up.
Yeah, I agree with you. I definitely think, like we spoke off camera, that we don't always agree on everything. But in this particular case, I do agree with you that men need to hold each other accountable. When I hear that, though, I don't know where that phrase come from. I don't know why that was put into the 15, but my mind immediately goes to men who are not there for their kids, like deadbeat dads or whatever. Uh-huh. And I don't know why, but my mind goes to, do that deadbeat dad have friends? And are they calling them on their stuff? Because that's holding them accountable. Like,
what your friends saying to you?
Me and you cool, yeah. Right? You not taking care of your kids, I'm gonna have something to say.
But then,
now, how often I have something to say, I don't know.
But could I be your friend if I wasn't taking care of my kids?
I would venture, and that's the point of, is that really holding you accountable? Yes, you can still be my friend.
Or am I your friend or am I an associate?
Nah, you're still gonna be my friend. In my mind, we got, I don't even want to put that into the atmosphere, but if anything was to happen right here, right now, and you weren't taking care of your kids, I found out you didn't take care of your kids, which that is not true as of right now.
Or never.
I can't see myself not being your friend. We got too many years invested. Okay. Now, if I'm meeting you initially, and that's one of the things that comes up in the beginning, then you're probably going to stay in that associate phase. Okay. I don't want no type of influence coming to me on not taking care of my kids. But if we're talking about holding each other accountable, we got to look at what does that really mean. Yeah. What does accountability mean in that sense? How far do I go? And my thought is, you go only as far as a conversation or a repeated conversation. I don't know about the cutting off, and I guess it's at a point it would be. Now, I feel differently about domestic violence. Yeah. You can be my friend for 20 years. If you beating on women, we done. Yeah. I don't have nothing else to do with you.
Yeah.
That's not no. I can't deal in that regard. Nowadays, I say nowadays because I hadn't always been that person.
Like I agree with you. It's like even if you said what's that point of cutoff? Yes, cutoff looks different. We might still be friends, but only at certain times. Like we're always my friends, but that conversation, how we hang out, looks different from how I did prior.
Yeah.
Now, like when you go back to domestic violence, I know we got to wrap this up. Go back to domestic violence. If you man up to hit that woman or that person, that partner, that your spouse, your partner you're with, you need to man up. You might need to go hand to hand, and but you shouldn't. Nah, son.
Nah. I can't do that.
Nah.
I can't do that. So what's this episode about, Chris? Where we going? Where we going with this today? I guess that's kind of like a good introductory segment because I didn't even think about it.
So we're gonna be talking about authenticity.
Okay, I'm glad you had to say that word.
Or aesthetics. Like, are we just putting on the front or are we being our true self? And my question is, what has been authentic?
Oh, so for me, understanding who you are outside of what society say you should be, or understanding who you are outside of what people that you're connected with expect you to be. If I had to give an example, I'm a church guy. I've always been a church guy. If you look at it nowadays, people they shun church, they shun religion. So if I put that out there, it's like, but I've always been that person. So I can't change because everybody else is changing. I'm a sports guy. Probably some other stuff in there that I really, really connect with. But now everybody don't know, I guess, everything because you don't feel and know me. But just knowing who you are first and foremost, and being able to wear it on your sleeve, wear it out. That's being authentic. Not trying to hide it and not trying to be something that you're not. I'm this age.
Yeah.
All right. I was born at this time. I have this amount of years with me. I can't revert back and then have 20 years gone, take 20 years off and try to be a 25-year-old.
Because you can't go back to what you used to be, right?
Nah, you can't go back. Cause can't be what you once were.
That's right. So I agree with that. Who my true self, and how does my true self show up when I can't always be my true self? We all go. I know I can't say we all have. I've been in situations where I had to switch into a role that I don't normally carry myself as. But I still carry myself in a manner of respect. But is there a sense of authenticity in that as well? Like when you go in different situations and you having to switch.
Switch?
Your roles, like, or it might just been an aesthetic or just been a look. I know my everyday look is not my social media look. And my social media look is pretty, my everyday look. But showing up who I am every day. Like, I love music. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't call myself religious. I call myself more spiritual. I do believe that there's a savior for me, Now
the devil is a spirit too, right?
Huh?
We had this.
But that's another conversation because my belief on that. Yeah. So, I grew up in the church, slightly different from how you grew up in the church. Mm-hmm. I'm a PK kid, as you are. Mm-hmm. But our lives experience went two different ways after college. Mm-hmm. So we both experienced some different things in life to lead us to who we are right now. And I show up, hope people see my true my true self when I show up. They know, for the most part, I am a nice guy. It takes a lot to get me pissed off.
Yeah.
And if I'm done with you, I'm pretty much done with you. I'll be nice and cordial, but that's gonna be pretty much it.
Yeah.
Like it's no how the baby, how's the kids? It's like, hey Kirby, how you doing? This is what we need to do, X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Or you think I don't call my friends now? You'll never get a call. You'll never get a response on a text message.
But even with being authentic, that don't mean. And you said something earlier about aesthetics. You can be authentic and then have to meet a certain standard or aesthetic standard. And I'm thinking right now, as I say that, I'm thinking mostly about at work or in a work environment, right? You can't necessarily, I'm not saying that you can't at all, but you can't necessarily ride up with 3-6 Mafia, tear the club up, or come in with that type of attitude if you're going into certain spaces. Yeah. Right.
But that's not me anyway. So
yeah, I do. Sometimes I do speaking engagements. I ain't. I'm not walking in, even though I can vibe with the tear the club up. I'm not gonna walk in with it. I'm not gonna have that in my earpiece or my headphones on, even though I really love music. When I'm walking into this space, to me, you got to know how to meet that standard of the place that you're going. But that don't mean that I can't still love music or show y'all that I love music. I can put music in my presentation.
Yeah.
And maybe even tear the club up in my presentation. I don't know, maybe not. But you can be authentic and still, I'm gonna say code.
Like you code switching, right? When you gonna dye that beard?
I go back and forth about dyeing it. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like sometimes I want to dye it, and there's other times that I don't. I like it. I like a little bit gray. My wife says she liked the gray. My kids, of course, say I like the gray. But when I got this hat on, if I didn't have that gray, I probably would knock off about 5-6 years.
I said about 10 years.
About 10?
15
Okay. And so that makes me want to do it. Mm-hmm. But in the same token, it's like, when you do that, you don't make the people that's coming behind you want to be where you at. If that makes sense. Like, no. So why you getting rid of this? You don't want to be 48?
So you're saying if I dye my gray hair, mm-hmm. I'm not being authentic?
Oh, I think to some degree, no, you're not.
Or I just want that aesthetical look because I'm trying to not be who I am. I'm trying to still portray that I am still, I'm able to kick it with the youngins.
I feel like if you are adamant about going black, mm-hmm. There are some people who they can have that one piece of gray and they no. Nah, I don't think you're being authentic. Then you're trying to hide that. Yeah. But if you're going black, like I got a couple of trips planned this year, I might go black on one of those trips. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to continue to I'm not going to be continually adamant about keeping it all black and no gray. Yeah. But then again, I can't grow no hair on the top. And I thought about getting those, what you call them little things?
Braids?
Not braids, man. But not the toupee, but they put in
a man weave.
Is it a man weave now? Like where they put the thing
like you get your sew in, get your glue on?
Yes. I'm not gonna get like dreads or braids and like that. I would go with what I would normally do. Like back in the day, I used to always rock a fade.
Yeah.
And I thought about doing that. I guess that would mean I'm not being authentic. And no, I'm not. I can't even front. I wouldn't be.
But you could be.
No, you can't. This is what we always laugh and joke about. This person putting their face on the bed, on the dresser, when they got all that makeup on, they got all the hair, and they got to take all of that off.
Do you remember the episode from? I don't know if you remember the movie. I Won't Get You Sucker.
Vaguely, yeah.
There's a scene.
Don't take my black card, but I do vaguely remember it.
There's a scene in the movie where Keenan Ivan Wayne's. I can't remember the young lady's name. And like they were getting to an intimate moment, and Keenan Ivan Wayne's like confesses that something he said wasn't what, and then she's like, "Oh, don't worry about it, baby," and she starts taking things off, and he, like, "Whoa, this is not who you say you were." Like they both not telling the truth. But going back to dying, my kids sometimes like, "Dad, when you gonna
Diet?
die like I was like, this is who I've grown into. I didn't always have a beard. I didn't always have a beard. I didn't always have a beard that connected. This is part of me, and me dying it, saying I'm not comfortable who I am and where I'm. This is all my personal opinion, because everybody's authenticity is theirs to own.
That's not, I like that. It's yours to own. So you get to, going back to your earlier statement, you get to establish when it's time to cut it off and say, all right, if I don't cut it off, then I'm doing too much. I'm not being authentic.
Yeah.
So you get to establish that later in life.
Like, because I'm trying to fit into a mold that I'm not part of.
Okay.
But yeah, and I also got unlike you, I still have, God bless and God willing, I still have a full head of hair, and it is great. It is great up there, but I don't plan on changing that. So, since we're not trying to look younger,
right?
What's that perception on our wives, on how we're looking? And also, what's that perception of people from the outside looking at us? Does that change their view on us? And does that change how we approach our wives? About how we're aging and how we're maturing into our bodies?
The word, and I don't know if this is what you are asking, but the word that comes to my mind is contentment. Mm-hmm. Being content with where I'm at, age-wise, being content in my relationship, being content where I'm at career-wise right now. And when I say content, to a certain degree, because you're always going to want to grow and expand.
Yeah.
But what I would like for them to see or view me or have the perspective I would like for them to see me in is, this is a person who's content with where they're at. Yeah. They're enjoying their life, they're enjoying their family, they're enjoying their wife. Mm-hmm. Me and my younger brother was talking about, I think it was Bishop T.D. Jakes, talked about people are not celebrating marriage. Like the way that we talk about marriage, the way we talk about getting older, you have such a disdain for it that the people who are coming after us is like, I don't want to get old. I don't want to get married. I don't want to have a family, because you always talk about it with a negative disposition. So my hope is that with me being able to maintain my beard, not my beard, I can't grow a beard, but my goatee and my family situation, hopefully they're looking at it like, okay, this is something that I can possibly aspire to be. Not necessarily I'm trying to inspire you, but it won't be that bad once I get there, when I get there.
It's like, you should be bringing the marriage up and using those things. It's like with people younger than us, looking at us, they're saying, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. When I get questions about marriage, it's like, why y'all still together? It's like, why, it's like, marriage is like a job. We all want to get promoted at work. If you're running a business, you want your business to grow. And what do you do in those places, right? Excuse me. You work harder, you study, you put time.
Improve.
Mm-hmm. And we have to take looking as, I haven't always done this, but I'm working towards that more and more, putting that time and effort and energy into my relationship before it can grow. Mm-hmm. Good times, bad times, like in order for that, if it's stagnant, it doesn't move. So,
this is kind of going into the next episode, right? The next episode that y'all got to stay tuned for the next episode, because we'll probably talk about marriage a little bit more with that, but I won't go off I stay here. So we were talking about to die or not. I almost went off.
You were talking about die, not to die.
Yeah.
If you're talking about this, you always hear, especially when it comes to people of color, people with highly melanated skin tone, right?
Yeah.
That we always look younger than what in our actual age. How do you, beyond that stereotypical yap, how do you perceive aging as a black man or a highly melanated man?
So as I've gotten older, what I try to do now is create memories. What they say you're gonna have to do. I ain't got to do nothing but stay black and die.
But I think you got to do more than that, though.
Yeah. But with that dying part, what I want to be able to do is, I ain't gonna remember these, but the people who have experienced me or been connected with me, I want to have created those memories that are long lasting. I have to look up the Maya Angelou, I think it was Angelou, excuse me. She said something along the lines of, people don't always remember what you did for them or got them, but they're gonna always remember how you treated them. And so I want that effect, right? Yes, I would love to have generational wealth. I absolutely, let me speak this into existence, that we're gonna have some generational wealth. That's what we're gonna have. But beyond that generational wealth, how am I treating those people that's connected to me? What are they gaining from their experience with me, one-on-one, or in a crowd setting? Man, anytime, back in the day, Chris, if you had I think you've been here back in the SC for how many years?
2 years.
2 years. Let you had to call me about 10 years ago and be like, yo, we got this going on. If I can fit into my schedule, I might come.
Yeah.
Right. But now with us getting older, almost like anytime you're like, hey, I got this going, I'm gonna come. If you send me 5, I'm gonna come 3 out of 5.
Yeah, but I got to sit in time for you to plan.
Yeah. But back in the day, it might be 1 out of 5, 2 out of 5, especially as when I first got married and I had all this stuff going on. But we stay close enough now where we can be in contact with each other. But memories are so important for me. Yeah. So going back to your question, like just aging, just enjoying, savoring the moment. And last, it's the simple moments. Going back to church, Sunday. Normally we go to church, like I drive, my wife will drive, sometimes my kids will drive. We was all in one car. And I was like, I don't know if this is gonna be the last time that we're all in one car, because I got a 16-year-old, 17-year-old, and a 19-year-old. So the 19-year-old went in the car with us. He don't go to church with us. But all of us was in there together. And so just that moment of us being together was beautiful for me just this past Sunday. So my thought is memories, creating them and savoring those memories whenever I have them.
Yeah. So right after Christmas, my wife insisted we take a family portrait. We didn't go to a professional place to take the pictures, but we used my cell phone to take the picture. Like, we was giving her a hard time about taking this picture. Mm-hmm. A hard time, like hard. Like, I think we probably made her feel bad just a little bit, because everybody was joking on her, it's like, giving her the run for it. But sitting there taking that picture, taking several pictures, acting silly, like, we actually bonded in that moment. The picture actually turned out pretty well, but that's a memory that we can carry on.
Yeah. That's beautiful, man.
But even also too, like this, recently, my wife loves to tease and just mess with people in the house. But she doesn't like when she get messed with by somebody else. She might listen to this episode, she's gonna find out the truth today, right? So my son was messing with her on the couch, like, putting his foot on her, like poking her. She's like, Issa, leave me alone. No, Issa, leave me alone. I'm trying to sleep. I said, Kesha, you remember, you do this to everybody. And when people ask you to stop, you don't. So Issa stopped. She took a nap. I pull Issa to the side. I was like, all right. All right now.
You gotta get in trouble.
I gave him $6. I say for the next 30 minutes, tease and aggravate your mom for the $6.
$6.
For $6. So, oh boy, he went and did it. I finally told him to stop. You know, and I'm not gonna figure this. I was making some focaccia. Yeah, you know, I was rubbing some flour, some dough, making focaccia while he was doing it. Then eventually I told him to stop. I get a text message. I went to work later. I get a text message. It's like, why does he used to have money in his pocket? My message back. I was like, ask him. She did. She's like, she sent a frown, like a mean face.
So you're gonna get that back then?
Yeah, I'm gonna get it back probably 10 times.
But that was
so she tried to get me. I didn't have my key when I came back home. She tried to pay Issa $20. This way you guys. This is where some love come in right here. She tried to pay Issa $20 to keep me locked out the house. He wouldn't do it. I said, Issa, next time,
take the $20.
take the $20. Take the $20. You could have paid your sister $5 to open the door for me, and you would have 15.
That's giving him game right there.
Game, but it's like it was real. The whole day was silly. But it also lightened the day. Like nothing negative happened, but the day was a lighter day. It was fun, and we had fun.
Yeah.
And some days I can be real serious and very stoic. And it was chill. Like that's a memory that's gonna last for a long time. I can bring up many more memories, but.
And I know we ended up, but would you said some days I could be stoic, some days I can be fun, chill. Would you say as you've gotten older, you take certain moments to be you intentionally trying to be a little bit more fun and just get caught instead of just getting caught up in our everyday life of working, paying bills, so on and so forth?
You know, I guess you could probably have a different perspective, but I do try to not be serious all the time. But sometimes it can me personally, it can get hard because I can get in that mode, trying to figure out how to change something. And once I get there, it's hard for me personally to pull out. But if it's a family group activity, I'll find it someplace.
You know, I got something for you. Again, we got to wrap up, but I'm a therapist in real life, so I give people homework sometimes. I'm gonna give us some homework.
And when we get our guests some homework too.
Okay, y'all can do this too. Y'all can do this too. Over the next 30 days, we're gonna try to be intentional about how you want to say it, just having fun from day to day.
How we show up to have fun.
Yeah, how we show up. Over the next 30 days, we're gonna be intentional on how we show up, and we're gonna make sure that we show up with that fun attitude, and we'll just come back and talk about it on another episode, maybe 30 days from now. So yeah, let that be our homework. So,
you know, one thing we didn't really talk about was being coming off aesthetic. I think we talked about being authentic more than we talking about.
Because that's what we want.
Yeah.
we want people to be authentic.
Yeah.
Because if you focus on the aesthetics, right? If you just what's underneath, and then the aesthetics change from year to year, from month to month, sometimes year to year, sometimes, and obviously from decade to decade, right?
And what is the current trend?
Right. What were we wearing in '95 when we met, right? How baggy was our clothes? I mean, our jeans, and how tight are they now?
Yeah,
right?
Because I can look at the pictures from when I started working, how I was buying my pants real baggy, and over the 4 or 5 years, my pants got slimmer, and slimmer, and then I just start wearing slim jeans and skinny jeans, and my suit pants, I get slim. I don't like wide leg pants.
But you remember wide leg was in style one time, right? You remember I used to wear my pants so covering my shoes.
You used to cut the side.
The back of my shoes would be like I done drug them through the dirt.
You used to cut the seams of the jeans at the bottom of the jeans so they can be wider.
Yeah, but your aesthetics change, man, and then you look back at it 10 years 10 years ago and you're like, man, I can't believe I was wearing that. I don't know if you remember that picture I sent you with me and you, like we in one of the dorm rooms, and I got this big old baggy polo shirt.
And I got my shirt and my sweater's tucked in.
Yeah, the shirt had to be like 5 times bigger than and with the long chain. Well, you could tell me I wasn't cool then.
Yeah, that's true.
But you couldn't get me to wear it, no?
Nah.
So we want authenticity.
Yeah.
I was gonna try to get throughout the episode without trying to say the word.
So what we're gonna do, make sure when that episode is airs, we're gonna put the pronunciation.
Oh.
Put the word, how to pronunciate that word in the title.
Yeah, so y'all can pronounce it right, because we can't.
So, this is a good conversation. More conversations to come. And as more and more episodes come, our conversation is gonna be cleaner. We won't be jumping this around as much. But thank y'all for joining us. Until the next time.
Make sure you subscribe. Check us out on different platforms. Write in, comment. That's how we'll get it popping. All right, 3 rows.
That's on Instagram. 3 rows.
1 mission.
That's right. I don't know if we're doing TikTok, but we definitely have Instagram.
Yeah.
And fan base. Hit us up on fan base as well. Instagram, fan base first, then Instagram. Peace.